All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals in tonight's video. This is a Super Bowl contending team, folks. I mean, they're not only one of the best teams in the AFC, they're one of the best teams in the National Football League. And, I honestly think this offense got better. I think they got deeper. I think they got more versatile. I think they're more strategic about long-term success here. I'm looking at guys like Charlie Jones, new draft pick, third-round pick, Jermaine Burton. I think a cat like Jermaine Burton could really change everything for this team. And you already have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I really wish I could just make my Bengals video saying this is a Super Bowl contender. Why? If you're wondering, well, Joe Burrow exists. He's back and he is healthy. And he says he's healthy. And he says he's good to go for week 1. Let's get the show on the road here, baby. It's football time. I don't care that they're in the AFC North. Baltimore's a good football team. Pittsburgh, I think, has got a phenomenal defense. Cleveland, same thing there. Is a really tough conference and a really tough division, but it's Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, and I just wish this dude was healthy last year, man. That was the time to beat him. So I was reading an article on The Athletic, and I just want to start this video up real quick with some Bengals hype. I forget who the author was, but they were doing like an NFL projection model for the AFC and using, deep advanced analytics, just kind of nerd stuff to predict win totals. And I'm not a huge advanced statistic guy, but I do just want to say they had the Cincinnati Bengals at 10.2 wins, right behind the Kansas City Chiefs. And that doesn't really matter to me. But what I was reminded of when I was reading this article is, yeah, sure, maybe Baltimore all around has a better roster. I don't even really feel that confident and comfortable saying that because I don't even really think that's true. And then, Joe Burrow is better than Lamar Jackson in pretty much every category, except, I guess, running. But the Bengals schedule has me licking my chops. But anyways, guys, before we get any further into tonight's video, if you enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I try and make as many Bengals videos as humanly possible. So Bengals fans, if you could try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. In regards to Baltimore versus Cincinnati, Baltimore's got a first place schedule, and even though Joe Burrow was injured for over half of the year last year, the Bengals still went 9-8, and that was actually 4th place in the division, as you guys know. So the Cincinnati Bengals get to benefit from a 4th place schedule slate, which to me is just a really big deal when you're trying to win a really deep division and a really deep conference, because home field, Cincinnati home field, folks, just for example, I know the season hasn't began. I know we're not even done with preseason, but I just genuinely think if the Bengals get the #1 seed in the AFC, I have no reason to believe why they won't make the Super Bowl. And I'll just finish it off with some more glazing. My Super Bowl pick, if you guys didn't know, it's Bengals versus Detroit. All right. But anyways, let's move forward. 2 rookies, actually 3 rookies, Chris Jenkins, Josh Newton, and Jermaine Burton. These guys have my eye. Chris Jenkins, really interesting because the rookie debut a little over a week ago, there just wasn't too much there. But this past week against the Chicago Bears, this dude did a super smooth spin move on Nate Davis, the right guard for the Chicago Bears, and he just bodied Caleb Williams. He just bodied him. This guy is big. He's powerful. He's got strength. He can rush with power. He can be a little bit more finessey. I know it's just the second week of preseason and he struggled in the first week, but folks, as you know, there was a reason Chris Jenkins was drafted. And if you watch the tape from him at Michigan, I mean, this guy is a physical beast. He's a physical beast. So even if it's not a day one defensive impact, because he is playing behind guys like, Sam Hubbard, Sheldon Rankins there at nose tackle, BJ Hill, Trey Hendrickson, Miles Murphy. I know I threw in edge rushers there, but you get what I'm saying. Defensive tackle, Chris Jenkins, long-term, short-term, I'm buying all of my stock there. And then Josh Newton, I just wanted to throw in there because I did want to talk a little bit about preseason, mainly Jermaine Burton. He only saw, I think, 11 or 12 snaps, and he only had a catch for 19 yards. But I'm telling you, man, Jermaine Burton, we'll talk about these wide receivers in just a second. I am just extremely impressed with his film and his tape. But Josh Newton, in practice and in preseason games, he's been getting a ton of hype, a ton of buzz. Now, this is the rookie out of TCU here, and right away, I was watching this game on the plane, and right away, he locked up DJ Moore, and Caleb Williams threw a beautiful pass. It was third down. It was very early on in the game. It might have even been the Bears' first possession. It was a beautiful pass to DJ Moore. And Josh Newton threw his hand there, got the PBU. I mean, DJ Moore just got a $110 million contract extension this month. I just want to say long term, I just think Josh Newton, I think the Bengals could have possibly gotten something nice there. But then, past that, he had a defensive pass interference on Tyler Scott. Then later in the game, Dante Pettis was just wide open in the back corner. So he's a rookie. He's extremely young, and he's going to be a bench player playing behind, guys like DJ Turner and Cam Taylor-Britt, Dax Hill. But long-term, once again, I just think the Bengals are an underrated team in regards to drafting talent and then, like evaluating these kinds of talent and then just putting it on the field and making these guys produce. Like, as far as player progression goes from draft picks, I think the Cincinnati Bengals do a very, very good job. So the wide receiver, and let's get to it, because Jermaine Burton, third round pick out of Bama, I really just think if this wasn't like a Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, Marvin Harrison Jr. draft class, like, if you didn't know, this 2024 quarterback class looks like it could be one of the best. Like, it could go up against Joe Burrow's class potentially here. And the wide receiver room, generational haul as well. Jermaine Burton would have never fallen past the second round, in my opinion, in a different draft. And he fell onto the laps of the Cincinnati Bengals. And this is a Bama cat. This is a kid who started his college career at Georgia and then went to Bama. And he started for Bama and started at Georgia. Like, this is like a SEC. I know it always doesn't translate, but that's the best college football program in the nation. I guess maybe now it's Georgia, but you get what I'm saying. 39 catches, 798 yards, 8 touchdowns. Folks, that's a 20.5 yards per catch. And if we know anything about Bama receivers with Joe Burrow especially, I mean, folks, like, I get the long-term confusion with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase contract stuff going on right now. You're in really good hands. Jermaine Burton really impressing me. And then, unfortunately, we kind of are running out of time here. Andre Yoshivas, Charlie Jones, underwhelming rookie season. Tyler Boyd obviously left to go to Tennessee. Charlie Jones in 2022, his final season at Purdue, 110 catches, 1,361 yards, 12 touchdowns. And then you have Yoshivas. Folks, those are your 6 receivers. Like, those are literally, and Trenton Irwin, Mr. Reliable. These are your 6 receivers with Joe Burrow, and you upgraded the tight end position, probably the best tight end. No shade at all to Hayden Hurst. Freaking love that guy. Miss him in Cincinnati. But you probably have your best tight end since Joe Burrow's gotten into the NFL, Mike Gesicki. And now you have versatility in the running back room with Chase Brown and Zach Moss. And the icing on the top, this is the best offensive line Joe Burrow's ever had. So that's it for the video. Book it, put it in pen. I got the Bengals going to the Super Bowl. But once again, I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself, but you get what I'm saying. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys enjoyed it. But as always, give me a win prediction for the Cincinnati Bengals down below. And yeah, we'll send it off with a Who Dey.